Hey Campoholics! Today we have a party to go to, so I'm going to make my version of a lemon bundt cake using our convection oven. Here we go. I'm Missy.
I'm Mike.
And we're the Campoholics! I cheat. I use cake mix. So first thing we have to do is, it does take a little longer than I think it normally would in a residential, just convection. And this cake recipe says 350. I do everything about 25 degrees less than what it really says because it does tend to burn a little hotter. Just hit that and hit start, and she is gonna warm up. And while she's warming up, or I'm gonna go ahead and make up the cake mix.
So you hit the convection.
Yep.
First.
Hit the convection. So I'll cancel it. There's nothing in it. I took out the top tray of ours because I use a Bundt pan, and I'm just gonna use this. So I hit convection. Ours actually has the little temperature already on the buttons. And I'll just hit 325 and start. And this green bar will go all the way across, and as it gets to that temperature, it'll fill up the green bars, and then it will beep to let me know that it's actually reached the temperature.
Perfectly moist lemon supreme. So you did 2 cups of water, or what?
No, I do, the recipe calls for a cup of water, but I do a half a cup of water and a half a cup of milk. This is just a recipe that I don't know where I got years ago, and I've just doctored it up ever since. It calls for a half a cup of vegetable oil. And it's whatever the box mix you pick up. It could be store brand, anybody's brand, whatever you want. But to me, the secret is I add in whatever flavor cake I'm using, the same flavor instant pudding. So if I was making a chocolate one, I would use chocolate pudding. If I was using vanilla, whatever, vice versa. Now, and this box recipe calls for 3 eggs. I always add 4. Or an extra egg, so whatever it calls for, add 1 extra.
And what's the reason behind that?
Because you're adding so much with the extra dry ingredient with the pudding, it to me just needs to have that extra egg to give it the denseness. And that's it. Now, disadvantage, no mixer. We don't bring a mixer with us, so you can mix it by hand. It just takes a little bit longer. It just takes a little bit longer. It will be thick, but it comes together pretty easy. And if you want to be really fancy, you can find, and it's hard to find them, you can find lemon baking chips and put in there too. So I'll beat it about 2 minutes by hand, I guess. So this recipe, and I always do it anyway, calls for just spraying your pan. So I just use whatever spray. You can use Crisco, you can use butter. So it doesn't stick, burns. That is my prepared pan.
Our oven is heating up. I can actually feel the heat radiating off of this.
And soon,
we're at 2 bars.
Yeah, soon the fan will kick on. All right, my mix is done. I should have probably started my oven a little bit sooner than I did, because now the cake's gonna have to sit for about 3 or 4 minutes, but it's not that big of a deal. And actually gonna make, I think, 2 cakes today. All right, my batter is done. If I wasn't on camera, I would lick this.
Don't be scared.
Oh, somebody will fuss. You're eating raw eggs. I don't care. I grew up eating raw eggs. Cookie mix. Cake batter. And I'm just gonna pour it in the pan.
So the point of this video, aside from the actual recipe and learning this process, is the emphasis on using your convection oven.
Yes, versus having to use your
Conventional oven.
conventional RV oven. For one, you're using propane. Here, I'm just using the Campgrounds electric, so. And this cooks more evenly. As you all know, the RV oven, because there's only a burner on the bottom, I personally don't think it's the greatest for cakes. We do have a baking stone in there, which does help distribute the heat, but this, to me, is just a whole lot easier. The only disadvantage I feel like this convection does is it does heat up. I don't know if it's even a disadvantage. It's loud. When the fan kicks on, it's a little loud. And it sometimes gets a little browner. That's why I dropped the temperature down 25 degrees. So I might have to add a few minutes onto the cook time, but then it doesn't brown so quickly on the top.
Based upon your experience.
Based upon this oven. Somebody else's may not do that. Yep, so it's getting ready to be. So this is all done. And then the directions on this say for a Bundt pan, 33 to 36 minutes. I'll do 36, but I'll only put it in for about 18, and then I'll check it and make sure I can gauge where it is. If I was using the bar or the shelf, I would do 18 and then turn the pan. Like if I was using a 13x9, so it cooks evenly. Since we're using the turntable, it's going to be constantly turning. So I really don't have to do it at 18, but I'm going to check it anyway, just to make sure that it's where I think it should be. So yeah, so now I'm just waiting on that. So I don't know, how long do you think that took? 7? It's going to take about 7 minutes to heat up. And I think, based off of this, the highest temperature I can go is 425. Oh, so it's done.
It's done?
It's flashing. The 325 is flashing, and the bar is all the way to where it's.
Hopefully you can see this with that reflection on it there.
Yeah. So it's
how
flashing.
do you, because it's
It
flashing.
said it's flashing. I heard that beep.
Okay.
It gave a beep.
So it's up to
flashing.
temperature.
So it's up to temperature.
All right.
So now, and be careful because these metal racks in here are hot. It's like a real oven. So I'll put this in. This fits perfectly right here. And if you notice, my little foot isn't sitting on the. Oh, there we go. I put it on there. Shut it, and I'm going to put it in. With this convection, once you open it, it's ready now for you to put your time in or your start. So I'm going to hit 18 and start, and she's cooking. So this right here, this little icon is the convection icon. This one next to it has the waves. It's the microwave icon. So it's going to go, and as it heats up and cycles through, the exhaust fan's going to come on. So that it will get a little bit louder.
All right, so we're going to check back in 17 minutes?
Yep, and I'm going to look at it and then just make sure it's all right, and then I'm going to put it on for the 17, 18 minutes.
Okay, we'll check back.
Okay, peeps, so I got about a minute left. When the time runs out on this Furrion convection, to re-add time, you have to hit the convection button again and start it up. So what I do is I stop it when I have like 30 seconds left, so that I don't, it just seems to work a little bit easier that way for me. And I can't see. I know this is probably not safe. I'm not taking it out. I'm just gonna check it. I use a step stool because I can't see up there. It's a little bit better because I'm not using the shelf. So oh yeah, that looks nice. Can you see it? See how nice and brown and even it is? Here, I'll take it a little bit.
I got it.
You got it? Okay. So yeah. So I mean, it's definitely not done, but yeah. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add the other 18 minutes to it. I think I have to hit cancel. See, this is what happens when you pull it out. So now the convection's actually off. So now I have to turn the convection back on. And it'll take it, see how it's still flat. So it's gonna take it like maybe back another minute. I don't take my pan out to bring it back up to temperature. So that is the disadvantage of stopping it midway, is that you can't just keep adding. What I do is if I stop it at a minute left, then I'll just keep pushing this 30-second button. Yeah. So once it beeps again, then I'll add back my 18 more minutes. And I allow for this. I'm adding this time in my head. Okay, it's been in there now for almost another extra minute. There. So you heard it beep. Now I'll open it. I don't know if you have to open it, but I always do. And 18 more, and then there she goes. And then I'll just have to play with it. I'll look at it. I can take it out, put my toothpick in it. As long as I don't hit stop or cancel, I can keep adding time to it. Unless somebody else knows another way of that, because that's, this has just been trial and error for us trying to figure this out. So we'll see what our cake's gonna look like. I'm gonna check it. 1 minute left.
1 minute left on the timer.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Now, what do you do that for? Maybe somebody aren't aware of the toothpick.
I'm checking if it comes out clean, then it's done.
Oh, okay.
And it looks pretty clean. There's no wetness on the toothpick. So I'm gonna let it finish its minute in there, just won't hurt it. And then it'll be done. And then I'll take it out and let it cool. And just hit start. So if you don't run out of time, you don't have to worry about resetting the whole convection. So yeah, so then it'll be done. I'll let it cool in the pan for probably, 15 minutes or so. And then I'll dump it out. Then I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna we're going to this newcomer party, and they said bring a dish, so I'm making 2 cakes. I had to get these, I have bought cake mixes that, I don't know why, because we never use them. So the timer went off. So I'm gonna take it out and just let it cool in the pan. There she is. So it browns nice, turning that turntable. Now,
Yep, looks pretty darn even.
this bad thing is hot, just like an oven. So don't forget, go in there and, stick your hand in there to put some food on there. And then if I want to use it again, I'll just convection 325 and start, and there she goes. So after that, I only have 1 Bundt pan, so I have to let this one cool, dump it, and then I'll make the other one.
Thank you.
All right, so thanks for watching. I'm gonna do a few more of these videos, so if there's anything you want me to see me try, or you're afraid to try, let me know. We did a French toast bake in there yesterday, and it was really good. It was a little uneven, but for the most part, it cooked well. So yeah, so we're gonna try to do a little bit more in the Furrion convection oven, and we'll let you know how it tastes. Thanks for watching. See ya.